Another critical part of the privacy compliance program is training your employees, being the front runners in handling personal data of your associates, customers, and vendors. Training employees is an important factor. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on privacy. And as I said, let's talk about training our employees with respect to creating a more robust privacy compliance program for the organization. Why is it important to train the employees? As I mentioned earlier also, they are the first handlers of the data, right? They are the ones who are working with the data. They are the ones who are processing the data. And now they also need to understand the criticality of the data, more so the criticality of anything going wrong with the data. If there is a breach, by stats, most of the breaches happen by human error, right? People who are handling it, they may not be wrong intentfully, but they might make mistakes. Mistakes could be technical or otherwise also, in the sense that, for example, in HR, we say that if you want to maintain privacy, performance of the employee should be known only to the employee, his manager, and the HR, right? But if it goes out of it. Similarly, my banking information, which is there with finance, if it gets known to a colleague, if banking information of my vendors gets known to a salesperson who does not need it, right? And if he misuses it. So the employees have to understand the criticality of the personal data collected and what would be the impact both on the principal whose information is getting breached as well as on them themselves and our own organization. They need to understand it, otherwise there could be issues. Privacy is not something which is a checklist or a tick mark only. It has to be a mindset. People have to think the right way and approach privacy the right way. Put it in their own mind. And regulators, including the Data Protection Board of India, which should get formed soon, but the DPDP Act says that you need to demonstrate your accountability. How would you do that if your employees don't understand what privacy is? So you need to be prepared and you should provide privacy training to your employees. The key components of what you should include in the training includes what the personal data is, right? So because otherwise anyone would say, I've been processing payroll forever. We have been talking about colleagues' performance forever, right? How does it matter if my screen is open and banking information of vendors is available and anyone can cross and have a look at it, right? So you need to tell them that this is actually, all these examples turn out to be of examples of sensitive personal data, not only just personal data. So privacy is critical. You can't afford to lose this sensitive personal data, and you should therefore follow all the best practices required in handling these personal data. No performance discussions in public areas, one simple thing. No information leakage, even if it's about your colleagues. There are examples where some people don't even like to celebrate their birthday in office. So why is it known to anyone else in the office that it's a gentleman's birthday? He does not want to get wished, right? So HR has to be careful about it. There has to be an option which says celebrate every birthday but not these, right? Similarly, when you are leaving your desk, why can't you put a lock on your desk so that whatever information is visible is not visible to anyone till you come back and you start resuming your work. The processes and role relevance is very important. I give this example very regularly. There's a prospect, I have his phone number. My marketing speaks to him. He shows interest, I take his email ID. He wants to buy the product, I pick up the address and my sales closes it. My logistics only needs this information to deliver. Billing also only needs this information to issue an invoice or a challan, right? But finance needs the banking information. I need to be careful that this information moving from marketing to sales to logistics to finance and then to the implementation and support team has to be restricted and everyone in their role know the relevance of the information and how it's to be handled. They should very importantly understand how they need to report an incident or a breach, because if that reporting goes wrong, that's another big challenge that everyone is going to face. They should have access to all the processes. Generally, as we said earlier, you do a data mapping and you redesign your processes. So all the new processes, because now their working practices would have changed. And privacy policies, which is the internal communication, and very importantly, privacy notice, the commitment that has been made and informed to the outside world. You should also use the industry and generic use cases in all your trainings and awareness campaigns, because they need to understand how things can go wrong, what some other organization of the same industry or of a different industry has fixed, and what was the impact on the organization. As a best practice, make this training also a part of the onboarding. Reinforce the key points. Do regular trainings, if not quarterly, then at least once in 6 months. Use, as I said previously, also use generic and industry specific breach instances in your training. Make it easy to understand from language. If you have a training coordinator, they would know best practices, images, language, comfort level. We had a debate about how we should restructure trainings for Indians, as our engineers understand a different language, and that's why I have a Hindi version of all my videos. So the idea is that the person who is handling the data or the person who is receiving the training has to be comfortable and should be able to understand the training. You should have posters and danglers and regular emails around your organization to keep reinforcing the privacy points, and the HR should monitor and update the progress of learning of each and every employee. So these are some of the basic things as far as training your employees are concerned. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to the channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.